torrential rains, severe localized thunderstorms, and a rare tornado have triggered widespread flooding and severe structural destruction across several low-lying areas of Malabon City and Quezon City. The severe weather system, intensified by the prevailing Southwest Monsoon, Habagat, and enhanced by the offshore Typhoon Francisco, international name, Mekkhala, slammed into the northern portions of Metro Manila. The sudden atmospheric onslaught left critical infrastructure shattered, major arterial roads submerged, and hundreds of families displaced to emergency evacuation shelters. Malabon City, notoriously vulnerable to hydrometeorological hazards due to its low-lying coastal topography and tidally influenced river channels, bore the brunt of a highly violent, localized convective storm cell. A rare and terrifying tornado touched down at approximately 6:38 p.m. in Barangay San Agustin, Malabon City. The twister developed rapidly amidst an intense thunderstorm, carving a narrow but destructive path through the area for roughly 5 minutes. The vortex unroofed multiple residential homes, sending corrugated iron sheets flying into air corridors. A commercial shopping mall's loading bay suffered significant structural failure when the severe winds ripped through its heavy roll-up steel doors. Fractured tree limbs, loose building insulation, and residential debris littered the immediate streets, rendering local pathways temporarily impassable to pedestrian traffic. A massive electrical hazard unfolded at the intersection of MH del Pilar Street and Yanga Street in Barangay Maysilo, Malabon. Intense lightning and high-velocity winds struck a vital power line hub, triggering a domino effect that toppled 3 large concrete Meralco utility poles. The fallen poles smashed onto the asphalt, snapping live electrical lines and entangling communication arrays. This immediately cut off electricity, telephone services, and internet connections for thousands of households across the district. Meralco emergency crews were quickly deployed to extract the crushed infrastructure, clear the hazardous spaghetti wires, and reconstruct the downed distribution line. The immense rainfall volume, compounded by high tide levels backing up through the Malabon-Navotas river system, produced heavy, widespread street flooding. Governor Pascual Avenue and MH del Pilar Street. These primary thoroughfares became heavily waterlogged, with floodwaters rapidly reaching gutter-deep to knee-deep levels within an hour of the downpour. Barangay Pangulo and Barangay Catmon low-lying neighborhoods experienced severe water intrusion into ground-floor households. Stranded motorists, particularly motorcycle riders and light vehicles, were forced to park along higher commercial walkways or manually push their stalled engines through muddy floodwaters. Meanwhile, Quezon City was battered by intense to torrential downpours fueled by the pincer effect of localized thunderstorm cells and the monsoonal surge. The sheer velocity of the precipitation quickly overwhelmed urban drainage catchments and local creek networks, transforming primary commercial avenues into rushing canals. The Metropolitan Manila Development Authority, MMDA, and local rescue units monitored critical road points that quickly succumbed to deep water accumulation. Floodwaters quickly reached gutter-deep and tire-deep levels, swamping store frontage steps and forcing outdoor establishments to abruptly halt operations. Quezon Avenue, Araneta Tunnel, flash flooding severely threatened this vital subterranean passage. Drainage pumps struggled to keep up with the cascading surface runoff, causing gutter-deep to sub-knee flooding inside the tunnel entry points, which created massive vehicular bottlenecks extending backward toward the EDSA-Kamuning junctions. In Maganhawa, experienced flash floods that rapidly filled the middle of the road, spilling over sidewalks into parked vehicles and basement-level doorways. Heavy, blinding rain reduced road visibility to near zero. Motorists, particularly delivery riders and motorcyclists, were forced to crowd under pedestrian footbridges and MRT station structures to seek refuge from the dangerous lightning and penalizing rain. The torrential downpour caused localized creeks to swell rapidly toward critical spill thresholds. Poor urban solid waste management, specifically plastic materials clogging subsurface drainage lines, exacerbated the backflow, forcing heavily contaminated muddy water to breach residential perimeters in congested communities. The combined devastation across both cities prompted an aggressive emergency response from localized disaster risk reduction and management offices, DRRMOs, and national military backup units. In Malabon, hundreds of families residing in highly vulnerable, low-lying coastal and riverbank zones were forced to undergo immediate preemptive and emergency evacuations. Public institutions, such as the Longos Elementary School and Pangulo Elementary School, were immediately converted into functional evacuation centers. Local chapels and community centers in Araneta Village were open to house displaced families. Local government teams distributed hot meals, clean drinking water, and hygiene kits. Field offices of the Department of Social Welfare and Development, DSWD, were placed on high alert to deploy additional family food packs to support the mounting number of internally displaced citizens. The Philippine Army's 525th Engineer Forerunner Battalion of the Combat Engineer Regiment was deployed to high-risk flood zones across Malabon and Quezon City. Equipped with rubber boats, heavy rescue trucks, and specialized extraction tools, military personnel assisted local civic responders in transporting stranded elderly residents, children, and medical patients out of heavily flooded communities. The MMDA monitored and operated the regional flood pumping stations to expedite the recession of floodwaters. Meralco personnel worked tirelessly through heavy rain downpours. Crews successfully cleared the mangled wires and shattered posts along MH Del Pilar Street, gradually re-energizing sections of Malabon as soon as local water levels receded to safe thresholds. According to the latest severe weather bulletin from DOS T. Pagasa, Typhoon Francisco remains positioned over the Philippine Sea east of Northern Luzon. Although the typhoon's center is not projected to make direct landfall on the landmass, its massive circulation continues to pull and heavily intensify the Southwest Monsoon, Habagat, directly over the western section of Luzon, including Metro Manila. Super Typhoon Francisco slowed down over the Philippine Sea east of Cagayan while maintaining its strength Tuesday, prompting the continued implementation of Tropical Cyclone Wind Signal, TCWS, number 1, in parts of northern Luzon. According to the Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration, Pagasa, Francisco was estimated at 410 kilometers east of Apari, Cagayan, carrying maximum sustained winds of 185 kilometers per hour, kph, near the center, and gusts of up to 230 kph. Pagasa weather specialist Veronica Torres said Francisco is expected to slow further before eventually curving away from the country. We expect the typhoon to continue slowing down until Wednesday morning as it moves along a north-northwestward track, Torres said. Francisco may still intensify or maintain its current strength through this afternoon before gradually weakening, she added. Pagasa said the super typhoon is expected to remain far from the Philippine landmass. This Tuesday, Francisco will bring rains with gusty winds over Batanes and Babuyan Islands, while cloudy skies with rain showers and thunderstorms are expected in Aurora, Isabela, and mainland Cagayan. Meanwhile, Francisco continues to enhance the Southwest Monsoon, or Habagat, which is expected to bring gusty conditions across several parts of the country. Calabarzon, Mimaropa, Bicol Region, Visayas, and Mindanao will see cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms because of the Habagat. Moreover, Metro Manila and the rest of Luzon will experience partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rains due to localized thunderstorms. Pagasa is also monitoring a tropical depression outside PAR. As of 3 a.m., it was located 2,680 kilometers east of southeastern Luzon, with maximum sustained winds of 55 kilometers per hour and gusts of up to 70 kilometers per hour. The system was moving west-northwestward at 20 kilometers per hour. While the weather disturbance may eventually enter PAR, Pagasa said it is not expected to directly affect the country based on current forecasts. Tropical Cyclone Wind Signal number 1 has been hoisted over Batanes, the northeastern portion of Cagayan, and eastern portion of Babuyan Islands. Strong winds of up to 61 kilometers per hour may be experienced in the areas within the next 36 hours, with minimal to minor threat to life and property. The typhoon is not expected to make landfall over any part of the country. However, it will recurve or make a turn near the Batanes and Babuyan area from Tuesday through Thursday. During this period, Batanes and Cagayan may experience inclement weather, with 50 to 100 millimeters, or moderate to heavy rains, along with strong winds. On Monday, the Southwest Monsoon, or Habagat, will bring scattered rains in Palawan, Visayas, and Mindanao. As the cyclone moves northwards, it may pull the Habagat over Luzon by midweek, with scattered monsoon rains likely to persist through the weekend. The Weather Bureau warned of possible flooding and landslides in hazard-prone areas, especially during periods of prolonged and heavy rainfall. Francisco may exit the Philippine area of responsibility on Friday, June 26th. The Weather Bureau is also monitoring another low-pressure area outside of the PAR, more than 2,700 kilometers east of southeastern Luzon at 8 a.m. Monday. It has a medium chance for storm development in the next 24 hours, but is less likely to enter the PAR.